Rebekah Cassidy. I'm the CEO of AusBiotech. AusBiotech represents about 3,500 individual members across the country, about 500 companies across the country, and our members span every part of the life sciences ecosystem, from the university and research institutes undertaking medical research, all the way through to the startup sector, small, young Australian companies developing new healthcare products, SMEs who are scaling up manufacturing and commercialising products in Australia, all the way through to the clinical research organisations, contract manufacturing organisations, large Australian companies, large international companies. We represent all parts of the life sciences innovation ecosystem in Australia. Life sciences is an exciting and critically important part of Australia's future economy. We already employ about 350,000 people. The sector has doubled in size since 2017, and it is cumulatively, since 2016, the country's largest export industry outside of primary industries. Life sciences is in a growth phase. We have a number of young, exciting Australian companies that are reaching scale-up phase in Australia. They are manufacturing new products in Australia, and they are exporting those products to the world. And there is a lot of global attention on Australia at the moment as well, with partners seeking to partner with the Australian ecosystem, investors seeking to invest in the Australian ecosystem. This is most certainly a sector that is on a very positive inflection point. It's well recognised that the development of new health innovations, biotech, medtech and some health tech takes well in advance of a decade. Our companies move through an extended time period that requires preclinical testing, animal testing, toxicity testing, before we get to clinical trials, which can take multiple phases of clinical trials, clinical manufacturing, regulatory processes and market access. It's well recognised globally and by the Australian government that process takes 15 plus years in many instances. The 2025 National Health and Medical Research Strategy Issues paper referenced a 17-year average timeframe. The Medical Science Co-Investment Plan of 2024 recognised a decades-long process. So the process that Australian biotech, medtech and health tech companies need to move through is long, but it's long by necessity, because these are products that are being produced to help change and save people's lives.
My name's Michael Valenzuela, and I'm the scientific founder of Skin to Neuron. Skin to Neuron is a fairly new biotech company founded in 2019, and our mission is to really change the game in Alzheimer's disease, to introduce an all-new type of therapy. It's a cell therapy. So we're the only company in the world that's attempting to replace the lost neurons or brain cells in Alzheimer's disease, so that in the future, patients that receive this treatment will recover their cognitive function and basically introduce a new concept to medicine, which is called dementia remission, going back from dementia back to normal cognition. The next 12 months are incredibly exciting because it's all coming together. We have the funds to be able to launch the trial. We'll be applying for human ethics approval to be able to commence the trial. The trial will be in Melbourne, so we have a manufacture facility and imaging and neurology partners in Melbourne. And so that's going to really be the culmination of what is really the first phase of Skin to Neuron, which is moving from preclinical to clinical stage company. So the next few years are going to be about execution of that trial, exploring other potential indications where our technology could be helpful, and this ongoing process of fundraising and really getting Skin to Neuron out into the eyes and ears of the public, because we've been in kind of quasi-stealth mode to date, and now it's really time to start engaging and letting clinicians, scientists and the general public know about what we're doing. That's the next few years. During all of that time, we're still in research and development mode, and so not only is funding from investors important, but the support we've been getting from the Australian government through the R&D tax incentive has been critical to get here, to so-called cross that valley of death. But we're still in research and development because we've got to do a trial and we've got to expand the type of diseases that we could treat. And so that ongoing support is really critical. It's very topical right now. And all I would say is that it's been absolutely key to getting to this point. And the biotech sector has all sorts of challenges. And one of the particular ones is the long range, timeline that we undergo. Because as most people know, or maybe they don't know, but a new medicine takes 15 to 20 years to get from discovery to actually on the market. So it's a very long journey. And so we need that partnership, that commitment and support all along the way. It's really very important.
There are 3 specific changes in the federal budget that are of significant concern to our members and to the broader life sciences sector. The changes to the capital gain tax are of concern to founders, employees of SMEs and startups in the country, and also to investors. And then there are 2 changes to the research and development tax incentive that did take the sector by surprise. The first of those is a change to the refundable aspect of the RDTI, which is an introduced 10-year time limit. And the second is the removal of supporting activities as well as part of the claims. We have been speaking with our members extensively since the federal budget was released, and in a recent survey we had 59 of our members provide their insights into what the impact of those changes would be on their companies. The news isn't good for the sector. 76% of respondents feel that the federal budget will impact them significantly or moderately. But when you look underneath that data, the impacts that they are describing are companies needing to move clinical trials offshore, companies needing to move their headquarters offshore, and companies needing to move jobs offshore. This is a sector that is at a very exciting point of its development. It is a sector that has significant growth potential, is already growing in the country, and it's a sector that is critical to our future health resilience and to the future health and wealth of the nation. It's very important that government sits around the table with us to help resolve these challenges at speed. It's also important for me to note that these recommendations do run counter to many of the conversations that we have been engaging in with government over the past 2 years. The changes to the research and development tax incentive specifically are not present in the Ambitious Australia report, which was handed down by the Strategic Examination of R&D expert panel. And the changes also more broadly run counter to the broader policy imperatives that we are seeing from government and the broader policy signals that we're seeing from government, that this is a sector that it wants to foster future growth of in the country. Life sciences is a sector that enables high potential future growth. It supports a knowledge economy, it supports the growth of highly skilled jobs, and it supports the development of products that will help the future health and well-being of everyday Australians. We would love to sit around the table with government to have these conversations with them and help find policy levers that meet their needs but also meet the needs of the sector.